Yeah.
Do it, yeah, bitch.
I said it, bitch.
You do it better than me.
Yeah.
Where do you get your stem cells? Because I always hear the bad side of it. You're taking like embryos from babies or just aborted fetuses. I think a lot of the pushback was from like Republicans, right? Pro-life?
Yeah, there was a big pro-life push and Republican push back in the George Bush presidency.
Right.
So back in the early 2000s, he even did this speech about scientific research specifically relating to stem cells. And he was right about the unethical sourcing. Nobody wants that. That's crap. No, nobody wants that. No reputable companies do that. No good scientists do
You're
that.
not doing that.
Hell no. No.
Well, that's a relief.
Yeah.
This is going to get real awkward.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's horrible. No. But there's still a confusion because where we do get our stem cells are from the umbilical cord. And so people that don't really think it through might think, oh, that's unethical. No. These are healthy moms that go home and they live healthy lives together with their healthy babies and their whole family unit is intact. They just plan for a C-section and in which we know that they're going to go out and we're going to be able to go and extract the umbilical cord, which usually they would just throw away.
Yeah. Right.
But now we're able to help hundreds or thousands of people with that umbilical cord.
Yeah, so not only are they creating life, they help saving other people's lives.
Exactly.
Why the hell is this not approved in America? It's crazy.
I've got a very bad business model. That's why. It's not a pharmacological business model in the sense that, like, I want to treat a patient once and never see them again. I want to get to the systemic root cause and have people go home and be healthy.
Yeah, pharmaceutical companies just want to cover up the problem.
Yeah,
they put just a Band-Aid on it.
That's it. And then that Band-Aid causes a rash and another.
Now you need another pill.
Exactly.
Yeah, it creates more problems. That's how they'll be able to benefit from it financially.
Yeah.
They can't financially benefit from this.
No,
that's corruption.
At the deepest level, I would say. Yeah, because it goes so deep in the sense that the best way for me to get that message out is to have long form podcasts like you. So thank you for the invite. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Getting in front of the audience. But I am not allowed to advertise like a traditional business. So I can't just buy a Google AdWord or put up on Facebook like, hey, I have a business and we're doing stem cell and we're helping thousands of people. We get shut down. We get we get shut down. We're not allowed to use advertise.
That is nuts. Yeah, that is nuts.
How do you think I feel? Yeah. I did. Our company did this clinical trial during the COVID times, and it was on a symptom of COVID. It wasn't for COVID. It was for ARDS. A lot of people were dying for acute respiratory distress syndrome, and that was a pulmonary issue. And so we were doing this clinical trial saying to see if stem cells would help. And we just put out a blog on our own website. It wasn't like we even paid to boost it or anything like that. We just put out a blog that announced that, hey, we're having some preliminary decent results in helping these people that have ARDS. And the FTC sent me a warning letter and they shut us down immediately and said that we had to stop all communication and they were going to send their lawyers to come sue us. And we kind of said, well, wait a minute, why? We're just telling you exactly what we're doing. This is all fully approved through our government regulatory body.
Yeah, all the medications they provide us got a side effect, and it often ruins people's lives through addiction, and it leads to down a dark road that makes things worse. This actually helped save people's lives and improve their lives. When you gather the stem cells, do y'all pay the person that's donating it, or
no?
No, it's just a donation.
Just full donation. Yep, they just want to help people, just like we want to help people.
Right. Yeah. They throw it away anyway. Yeah. Shit. Keep about $500, about 500 pesos.
Well, it's actually illegal in most countries because I'm sure at some point in the past, probably in Medellin even, where if you had like tissues or organs or things that were for sale that you could pay people for, well, then you have people disappearing for their kidneys.
Oh, so you incentivizing like black market stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, they got. Listen to the CEO. Listen to the white man. He's got everything figured out. Wow, man. I mean, I had a lot of misconceptions about stem cells. I thought it was embryos, and I thought it was, me being pro-life. I was feeling uneasy about it if he was getting from an embryo. But this sounds. I have no problem with this.
We're not only pro-life, but we want to continue to help life. Part of our mission is to help alleviate suffering and alleviate alleviate suffering, but also improve the quality of people's lives.
Yeah,
and we do that through the most advanced stem cell therapy.
And no fetuses are harmed from this.
Of course not.
Yeah, there's no lobbying for you guys, like to create some new legislation so you can do this here in America? Can you do this here in America?
Yeah, you can do it. It's very low level science. So typically, a lot of our patients are people that have tried it here in the U.S. and then they end up actually getting and doing a deeper dive and finding the best. And then they find, the best, you have to go to Panama or to Colombia, clinics like mine. But so you can do it here. It's just very low level science. And a lot of times what they do is they take it from your own body. So they're kind of, the thought process was that there wouldn't be that ethical concern, even though there is no ethical concern. This was a smokescreen from the pharmaceutical companies. But but that smokescreen turned into, okay, well, let's source it from your own adipose tissue, which is like fat, or your bone marrow. So they take this big needle and they puncture your iliac crest and they suck out a bunch of bone marrow, and then
sounds painful.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
But then it's very low level science because they can't manipulate those cells and they can't do the scientific work, which is really part of the magic of what our treatments are. So yeah, you can do it here. I never recommend, if it was my family or friends, I'd say don't waste your money at all.
Right.
Because really you can get it for the same price and have a nice wellness vacation out of it.
Right.
Yeah, you have to fly 3 hours from Miami to Colombia, but it's a beautiful city. You get a nice vacation. It's a sweet vacation, and then you do it for less than you would pay here anyway.
Right. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but the main reason why this hasn't been approved in the United States is because this is going to hurt a lot of pharmaceuticals' bottom line when it comes to their business.
I mean, I don't have any insight into the inner workings of the FDA and whether or not they've actually said that out loud, and I doubt they ever would.
Right.
But in my opinion, that has a major factor in why it is very slow going through regulation. Like part of the reason that I got in this business was, I was in a relationship with somebody that was in the pharmaceutical business, or more specifically the medical device business. So she was selling total hips and knee replacements, and those products a lot of times, in many cases, have never been tested in a human. Now they take a kind of a loophole where a product like it was tested maybe 40 years ago, and now they just put a different name on it, or they put another different screw in it, or put a different color on, or whatever, and then they're using it in humans without any trials. So, and then you guys have seen what happened with Operation Warp Speed and the COVID vaccine. If they're motivated, you can pass it through regulation.
Right.
We know it can.
Especially if you're going to make billions of dollars off of it.
Especially.
Yeah.
So I know that it is possible for the FDA to focus on something and get it passed or put together some regulation. They are just choosing not to do it in this case.
Yeah, they don't have any financial incentive. As for those knee replacements and hip replacements, I know a friend, he couldn't walk. He went to your facility. He says he can run.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's look. We do that every day. It's the blessing of my life where I have people calling me all the time telling me this, and so I'm kind of more immune to it now. But it's a miracle.
So stem cells. So he told us that his cartilage was really low in his leg. It was bone on bone, and I think it's been like a year now. Yeah, I think he's been down. He's been down there twice.
Okay,
and he's telling us that the stem cells regrew the cartilage in his knee.
If there is cartilage left to regrow, we can improve and regrow. If there's nothing left, like when a doctor tells you, or an image, more importantly, tells you that it's bone on bone, then there's no regrowing. But there's still potential to help because it would help reduce the inflammation, maybe have a little bit more fluid in between, so it gives you better range of motion and less pain. And really, that's what everybody's looking for.
Right.
And if you have less
just
pain,
to feel better,
then, But the truth is, we can. So the mesenchymal stem cells that we use are great for reducing inflammation and then stimulating repair. So they'll focus in on what they need to repair, and they'll start to do that.
Oh wow! I got back problems. Yeah, I got a lot of problems. I got arthritis, got back problems. I got herniated discs. Yeah,
that's
sometimes my dick don't work.
I
got a pill for that.
No, we do a lot.
I heard y'all stick a needle in your pee-pee.
Yeah. It sounds worse. Now, I haven't had it done, but now I know a lot of dudes that have done it.
Yeah.
And almost every time afterwards, they're like, "Oh shit, that wasn't that bad." Okay.
Right. Yeah.
But like the mental thing going into it, you're like, "Oh my god, somebody's gonna stick with."
What does it do for the male? To the tape?
It helps. It helps with blood flow mostly. So it helps sustain erection mostly.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have that problem.
No, but we have guys with like serious ED problems. Like what?
Yeah.
I'm probably not supposed to tell the story about Yeah.
I know. It's out there now.
One of my nurses for years. So her name was Magic Hands. Like her nickname was Magic Hands.
Oh, wow. How'd she get that name?
Okay, we're getting there. So I had her do my IVs every single time because I was she has magic hands. She gets the vein every time. It doesn't hurt. She's amazing. So for years, I was going around calling her Magic Hands. And then I ran into this guy in my lobby. And he said, oh yeah, I've been down here. I came down here a couple of years ago, and I had ED. I hadn't had an erection in years. And you guys gave me the male enhancement shot, and it's been amazing. I'm just going to keep it up as a preventative now. So I'm here, 2 years later. And he said, I'm the one that gave your nurse the name Magic Hands. I'm like, oh, really? What? I'm like, yeah, because she does the needle thing. He goes, oh, no. Yeah. She's the first one that saw me finally get erect after 2 years. And I was like, you have magic hands. So anyway, my staff is going to be pissed at me for saying that. But
that's a great story. How successful is stem cells when you have like herniated disc and stuff like that in your back?
That's one of the things we specialize in. So, even though there are other clinics out there, this is something that we specifically focused in on. And so we have 2 neurosurgeons, one of them that's a fellow in spine, and he's an incredible guy, but he focuses on interdisc and interfacet stem cell injections. We'll also do the surrounding tissue, soft tissue, but mostly we do go invasive. So that's something that sets us apart. And that's, I would say, hands down, the best results that we get out of all of our treatments is spine and disc.
Wow. I guess I'm about to go home with you. Jump on the plane with you and let Magic Hands fix it. Get to see Magic Hands. How successful is it when somebody has heart problems? Like this guy, he's like my age. He's like mid to late 40s. I think he got that shot, and ever since that, his legs. After he got it, I don't know what caused it, but I put 2 and 2 together, and I'm a conspiracy theorist. So his legs turned red, swelled up. He couldn't walk. Goes to the doctor and says his heart's failing, and he hasn't had any problems. There's no history of heart disease in his family. But anyway, now he needs some stents put in his heart. How successful would stem cells help him at all, or?
I don't know what his exact diagnosis is, so I wouldn't be able to say specifically, but just like in general, what you're telling me, for sure. We treat a lot of people like that, especially people that are having major adverse reactions and long-term reactions after that shot. We treat a lot of those people, and it doesn't help all the symptoms, but it helps a lot of them. But specifically with stem cells, they are very good for pulmonary issues and cardiac issues. That's what I was saying about the clinical trial that we had before. We were specifically targeting cardiac issues. And one of the things that we noticed that even for the patients that we're not treating cardiac issues, when you get just a systemic IV, it goes through your lungs and through your hearts first.
Right.
So that's the first place that the stem cells essentially target, and then it starts circulating the rest of your body.
Oh, I thought you was just taking a needle and sticking it right in the heart. I'm not a doctor, so all right, I gotta put it in your heart. Don't move.
We've got Uma Thurman as one of our nurses at Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't move on the count of 3. Yeah. So that's crazy if it could help heart problems. With stem cells, they put. Yeah. How do stem cells work? Yeah. What are the stem cells?
Yeah. So stem cells are the cells that are in our body. We all have them. They're the building blocks of life at the beginning.
There you go.
They stay with us for our entire lives. But just like everything in our lives, as we get older, they slow down. They slow down in their ability to replicate. They're the only cell that continually divides, and it divides to help heal our body as we get old. But you see it on every level, from professional athlete to just somebody getting a paper cut. When you get a paper cut, you watch it, and it bleeds at that moment. It scabs over. The next day, it's maybe a little bruised and scab, and by next week, it's gone, and you forget about it was ever there. Those are your stem cells healing. So your body has the regenerative properties and ability to heal yourself. But as we get older and as we are exposed to our environment, so I mean that could be being an athlete, and your joints are all messed up because you're always using them on with heavy loads and high level, or it's just being exposed to the toxic food that we have here, or whatever that environment is. The stem cells just have a hard time keeping up with that as we get older. So what we do is we do high level doses. We take these fresh umbilical cord stem cells, and then we take them scientifically and we manipulate them. It's basically just multiplying them to be hundreds of millions of times more potent. And then when we inject them, you're able to keep up with the degeneration and start healing again.
Look, everybody, inflation is out of control, and this problem's only going to get worse. The value of silver, gold has been steadily rising, while the value of the American dollar has been falling. PurpleBar.com is changing the game, making it easy for all of us to protect our financial futures. The bars are perforated so they can easily break apart and can be conveniently exchanged. Go to PurpleBar.com and use promo code Hodgetwins and you get 5% off gold bars. And you get 10% off silver bars. Yeah.